Well, hello again, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Just going back a minute here, I had done 2 videos about this band. Great new band, which was 5 months ago. And 4 months ago, I did the best new band is Angine. So today I got 2 comments about this band. One was translated and it said AI will never replicate the music of Angine. I thought that's a great comment. Of course, I agree, and I'm glad that we're both fans of this band, this incredible music. The second comment was from a guy who calls himself Otto's dad. So I went over there to look at Otto's dad, and we get to see Otto so here's Otto and Stella first meeting, and they got the tails are wagging. This says Josie, Dane, and Colby. We see some frolicking and fun. So I just wanted to say I'm super glad I popped over here, and this is such a great picture. Otto's dad commented, new sub. So he just subscribed. Hope to see you do a reaction of the latest KEXP materials. So I'm going to go ahead and explain a little bit. We're gonna go to Google KEXP. So this is a Seattle, Washington radio station, and it's a non-profit. And I really don't know here's an online radio box. I've never listened to KEXP. I want to opt out of sharing my personal data. Yeah. Thank you for letting me opt out. So,
music is better when we listen together, so keep it tuned to KEXP and share it with your friends.
Hey, con reggaetón y dembow, me siento como el fabienk, petey. Cuando yo nací fue que nació el flow de lo ping pong, flow pesado, big pong, con silenciador le robamos las gotas, J-Bone, ey. Yo estoy en la mía, no tengo adversario, no. Con los yankees los me en Soto, a correr que otra vez lo sacamos al estadio.
I have never listened to KEXP. It's a public radio station in Seattle, Washington. It's an affiliate of the University of Washington. They started in '72 and grew into something more than just a radio station. It's a cultural phenomenon. So, the call sign of this radio means experimenting music and technology. So that's what the EXP stands for, experimenting. I'm learning all about KEXP on this video. How cool. So they like blues, they like rockabilly, they're into punk and hip hop. So it's diverse, and it's 90.3. Kind of calls to that same flavor as XRT. We have Bad Bunny quotes. So we see MAGA is crashing out over KEXP. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I guess any radio station with X in the call sign stands for underground or something different. Maybe that's what it should hearken to mind. XRT here in Chicago 93.1, Chicago's finest rock, has a tradition of bringing stuff you won't find anywhere else on the dial. And the stuff that they share in common is typically left of center, you know. I love XRT. I would think if you're a musician and you live in Chicago, unless maybe you're like really an extreme, like into metal or, you know, something really extreme. But other than that, you could even please those extreme people. If you were going to select a radio station, it would be XRT. You would get less stink face. You would get less people going, oh no, I don't want to listen to this. You know, XRT is in fact Chicago's finest rock. There, I said it. We're huge XRT fans here. I also like listening to The Loop. I like listening to Z-Rock. What was that? Back when that was a thing. WXRT. We got a fridge magnet. We listened to WLUP when they had the Jonathan Brandmeier with Buzz Kilman in the morning, Steve Dahl, Kevin Matthews, and you know, they had like McSlappy, and then they had that guy from Rockford. They had we're loyal loopers. They had Bonaducci. That was the golden age of radio. That was the best radio I ever heard in my life. But like, they weren't really playing music. It was shock jockery, you know. So I love XRT. I'm gonna definitely be checking out. Going to be checking out KEXP. I got to say, what they play on the radio as opposed to their internet presence may be two completely different things, because when I think of KEXP, I got to know them from their Cheryl Waters. She's a woman, a middle-aged woman, and she introduces these bands that play live on these KEXP live sets that you find them on YouTube, and they're all like unbelievably great bands, like stuff you wouldn't have heard of if you wouldn't have tuned in on KEXP, which is what I have today. Like I said, going back a minute, I had done this great new band video where I recommend that people check out this French-Canadian band, Angine. They actually commented. They thanked me in that video's comment section. But today I got two comments right in a row. The one said that AI will never replicate the music that these guys make. That's not them. The other one was from Otto's dad, who said that he's a new subscriber and he hoped that I would do a reaction video of the latest Angine de Petrine KEXP live set. So I hopped over and I got to see Otto and Stella, their first meeting, which was heartwarming to see the tails wagging there. And then we get to see Josie, Dane, and Colby. A little bit of pause and no claws, and a lot of fun over at Otto's dad Jay's channel with his 11 videos. Thank you for sharing this is such a great picture of this dog here. Is that Otto? I don't know. Is that Jay? I am completely out of the loop, but I love that picture, and I love that you have videos of these dogs. They look heartwarming and so cute and so happy. And that's, humans and animals should not be afraid of each other. We should warm each other's hearts. And that's what it's all about. I really like that. That's a big deal to me. Now, I gotta tell you, I filmed a reaction to Fabienk, is a new single that these guys performed, and I Dan Phillipsed it, which is when you hit pause when you meant to hit record. So it's forever gone. I can only react once, and I blew it. So I'll put a link. You guys can react to it, and just imagine me calling out all of the effects, and like, oh, he used to have hot rails, now he's got some singles with larger pull pieces, calling out ring mod, expression pedal, vibrato, calling out the effects, and basically laughing till I'm crying is what you would have seen had I hit record instead of pause. So enjoy the Angine de Petrine live set on KEXP. You can check out Fabienk, but you're going to want to just go for the full performance. It's only 27 minutes. Fabienk is a 7-minute and 22-second piece of music, and it seemed like it was 2 minutes and 20 seconds long when I made that video, because of the way that this music is performed. They're absolutely incredible. I don't know what to say other than I hope that they never do interviews or try to explain what's going on. I hope that they do it like Pink Floyd did in the 70s before they broke up and Waters started doing interviews and going in the press. I hope that this band is having a moment now, and they're going to come into the consciousness of what is underground community of musicians in America and all over the world, because they deserve it. These guys are unbelievable. Unbelievably great music, and the art thing. You know, in the first video I made, I talk about French art bands and what I don't like about that. Well, this is really French, and it is an art band, but it just works. It really, really works on every considerable angle and level, in my opinion. So super, super cool stuff, but an awful reaction video from Petey. He doesn't react at all. He just talks for 15 minutes. Hug your pets, and peace.